Well, earlier today, we had a chance to call 2012 U.S. Olympian Errol Spence Jr. and...
Fight fans, welcome back. The excitement is rapidly building as two champions collide, taking us one step closer to the ultimate welterweight showdown.
One punch, that's it! Best in the world!
Both have faced setbacks and adversity outside the ring, yet continue to put it all on the line inside of the ropes. A Texas tornado consistently pushing his body to the limit, refusing to stand down from injury and circumstance. Against a charismatic Cuban who sent a legend into retirement, a world champion living the dream, not yet ready to wake up. In this latest episode of our Closer Look series, we present the truth Errol Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas. Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
Oh my goodness!
I get mine out the mud, straight hard work and dedication.
In August 2021, as boxing legend Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence were ready to throw down, Spence suffered a retinal tear, and the bout was scrapped. Spence did not fight that night, but Yordenis Ugas stepped in and ripped up the script.
Terrence Bud Crawford hits the gas! Oh!
While WBO champion Terrence Crawford is the most desired opponent for Spence,
Try that body shot.
It was the body shot that dropped Barrera to open that body up again. He's got to go down.
I promise you. I'm solid as a rock. Knock you out, bro.
Crawford is busy deciding where his immediate future lies. Meanwhile, the rest of the talent are free to tidy up the belts between them. Spence has been out of action for well over a year and was last seen barely missing a beat as he outpointed former champion.
Minute and a half, that one in. Right hand of the body, three-punch combination.
Oh, God.
Great exchange, and down goes Judo. Right hand. Through the guard.
Danny Garcia over 12 rounds.
I've never been an opponent.
Garcia has Matisse down.
I've been a champion my whole career.
I always been overlooked, but I'm a killer, baby.
Man, Danny Garcia's on fire right now.
I'm back!
Absolutely.
You know, Spence won't be in range to get hit with that no-look hook that Danny Garcia likes to throw.
I slipped down, sat on my left hook, and just fired it.
Down goes Pat off a sensational counter left hook by Garcia.
That's the same hook I had Eric Morales with. We practiced that in camp.
Boom.
Your ass is grass.
We're not gonna go in there thinking that he was in a car accident, that we got the advantage. We're not falling for that booby trap.
At first, the first time I sparred, it felt kind of weird. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it felt real weird.
That's a booby trap.
And I'm a realist, I'm realistic. I know people, you know, have a lot of questions. Am I still the same? Am I shelling myself?
With question marks over Spence's physical capabilities coming into the bout, he looked comfortable and confident.
That car accident did happen, and even if they're saying everything is 100%, you wonder how will he react?
14 months after suffering a high-speed road accident.
I'm ready for anything he can bring to the table, so.
Instructions in the back, gentlemen. Protect yourselves at all times and listen to my commands. Touch them up.
Hold up. Errol Spence is the most accurate body puncher in boxing.
What Errol Spence is doing right now, he's close to Danny. He's got his hands up high, so he can do something off of that.
Good jab work there by Errol Spence.
Errol Spence is the one that's starting the action and ending the action.
So, you know, this is what Danny's good at.
All he's looking to do is sit down and hurt you.
He'll play tag with you really well.
That's his only game plan. That's the only route he can take.
And a little bloodlust every now and then, beckoning, follow him, or fall to him like they all do him. I follow my own guidance, still woke up and chose violence. When I talk, they all silent.
And still.
Shortly before that incident,
1 minute remaining and low!
the PBC star added Sean Porter's WBC strap to the IBF crown he had taken from Kell Brook in 2017.
I hope you're hungry, because I've got plenty of chocolate brownies ready for you.
What is a chocolate brownie? What is that?
What are these? That?
That's chocolate brownie. You named it that? That's so lame.
Much more success in the last few minutes. Oh, Kell Brook's hurt here, and he's down in the 10th round.
And new IBF.
No, he's a tricky fighter. He's awkward. He's very strong and he can punch. But I proved it today that I have a chin and I have true grit.
Already a unified king, taking Ugas's portion of the tangled WBA straps will leave just the WBO piece of the puzzle remaining.
There's the man with the belts.
You've beaten Kell Brook now, Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, and Danny Garcia. Who do you want next?
Intent on destroying those carefully curated plans, Yordenis Ugas has already endured his own sanctioning body battle to allow this bout to take place. The former 2008 Olympian stepped in last August with the perfect strategy.
Fighting a last-minute substitute with the opposite style of the guy he was training for. Who's really good, Ugas?
To defuse Pacquiao and announce himself as a serious player. For Ugas, victory was never in doubt.
200% que no. I'm 100% certain he cannot knock me out. I've done all the work and all the preparation.
Many thought he was unlucky to be on the wrong end of a decision against Sean Porter in early 2019, as he cut and appeared to floor the champion.
We try obviously with our camera.
He's going to call it a slip.
And that's with Jack.
And still, WBC welterweight.
Unfazed by the verdict, Yordenis dusted himself off and carried on believing. Defeat to Porter marked the fourth blemish on Ugas' record, after suffering back-to-back losses in 2014, followed by a 27-month ring absence. The Florida resident would have been forgiven for pursuing another career avenue. Instead, he regrouped, scalped two undefeated opponents, plus a string of contenders to push right into the mix.
Brian Perella is unbeaten.
Yo, good body shot from Perella.
Perella firing back now.
Counter the counter.
That dropped Perella.
Hardened by experience, losing to Porter was just another bump in the road. And he has not looked back since.
PBC, I want to thank Manny Pacquiao. This fight is dedicated to all the Cubans that are fighting for the freedoms and the liberties.
It might be my last fight. You never know. You have to watch this fight. It's going to be a good action. Want to challenge me?
The one and the only Manny Pac-Man.
Pacquiao out. Probing with the jab, and there's the double jab immediately. He's got a beautiful jab, and he usually throws two at a time.
I'm looking for in and out. I'm looking for pivots.
Pacquiao bounced Ugas up to the ropes. Good hard right hand by Ugas. Punctuate.
Ain't no need to finesse on goes. They don't see what the left hand knows. I don't need what the next man knows. I say go side.
Final 10 seconds. Fans standing on their feet.
And still champion Yordenis.
I want to thank Manny Pacquiao.
Soy yo el campeón de WBA.
I am the champion of the WBA, and I showed it tonight.
You did.
We lost tonight, but I did my best.
There will never be another Manny Pacquiao.
Was his win over Pacquiao at just 11 days' notice the biggest win of them all? Or is he primed for another seismic success?
Like I said, I'm Errol Spence Jr., I'm the truth.
I'm not going to go quietly into the good night. I spoke too soon. Man down.
I'm nervous.
Holding a 3-inch reach advantage, Spence's southpaw jab is a potent weapon that enables Spence to drive straight to the head.
Keep that on the end of that jab. You can't do nothing.
And curve shots underneath.
My boxing IQ is high. and I'm gonna punish him. He gonna wish he took his brother's advice not to take this fight. Thank you.
Keep that on the end of that jab.
Ugas uses his 69-inch levers to power out his own jab and whip away at the body. Boasting 5 title defenses across 27 contests, Spence holds vast championship experience, but he has only negotiated 132 total rounds.
See Spence carefully stalking. He comes back with the left to the body, and it was just right on the button.
Having knocked out 21 victims with the same blend of power and skill that he used in breakthrough sparring sessions against
Hard work! You know my name!
The undefeated, the one and only Floyd.
Where your legend was born, where people started to talk.
Errol Spence, right? I was in training camp with him. Errol Spence is dangerous. That Texas Dallas.
This time.
Monster animal.
This is out of that.
What happened when you sparred with Floyd?
I told you the guy was pushing me. He was giving me that good work. I said, no, this kind of work I need.
As soon as they called me, I think it was Jaylen Love.
Fighting out of Inkster by way of Detroit.
In Cuba, Louis Aries, they called me like, man, Floyd need work. He's stopping everybody.
Don't do that. I'm Mayweather. I ain't do it. But I am expose it. The evidence is all over. Somebody else's.
Because Floyd need work. He's not getting any good work. Send me the ticket. I'm ready to go. Went out there like he was my opponent.
What do you remember from sparring Floyd?
Oh, Floyd's just smart, man. Like, you throwing at him, he's always slipping. He's still looking at you.
He's seeing all this.
You know, he's never turned away looking at you.
But it's just certain angles, certain things that I use. You know, I break my opponent down.
It took a long time to turn Gotti back into a boxer.
If you make any mistakes, you have to pay. Any mistakes, you have to pay.
Get the f out of here, man. It's my knife.
You know, this is a dream as far as the top boxer in the world, you know.
I did see him box Floyd, though.
You sure?
Can you tell us how that went?
I mean... And the story is you blackened his eye. True?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just unwritten rule, you don't talk about what happened in sparring. I don't do that.
He has been a proud champion. He's a
Everything that happened in the gym, stay in the gym, but you can read between the lines.
I didn't see his eye black at all. I didn't see it, but that's how the story goes, and that's what people say.
After struggling at 140 pounds, 35-year-old Ugas has found a natural home for his body. With 208 rounds completed over 11 years, the Cuban is not known as a one-shot banger. There will be no shortage of talent and experience in the respective corners. From the grassroots to the glitz of Nevada, Ugas and his compatriot Ismail Salas have remained a loyal team.
Yordenis Ugas is a very competitive guy. He's always eager to fight.
Hey, if you won't give it to me, I'ma take it.
Working alongside the likes of Jamel Charlo.
Take it.
But 11 of his knockouts. Oh! Charlo just dropped Lubin! Jamel Charlo has just...
That's a lot of hardware. Yes, sir.
Hey. Yes, sir. Like, me and Jamel been knowing each other since the amateurs. He was like, man, I want to train with Derek. And I was like, you know, come on.
Softball should be nothing. I think I knocked them all out.
Derrickson Lubin in the first round!
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm glad we together right now.
Other southpaw.
Not every southpaw. Come on, they know what I'm talking about. Look,
No, they don't.
Spence is handled by former Trainer of the Year, Derek James.
Fighters get better when they fight good opponents. And this is a good guy, and
you'll see the best of Errol Spence.
Unlike the older version of Pacquiao, Spence will not allow Ugas to step off and dictate range with his jab.
Look at that, double jab.
Ugas will seek to set up the right hand to head and body.
Saw in the co-main. Here's a right to the body.
Behind a solid rangefinder. Ugas will slide into range and regularly tap away at Spence's potentially delicate frame to see if Errol's conditioning is up to scratch. Following another lengthy bout of inactivity, Ugas gets his gloves up quickly to block combinations and maintains good distance, so will not be standing straight up, waiting to be worked over. Spence will need to be in top shape and maintain a high work rate, hitting every available body part to slow Ugas down. Against Pacquiao, Ugas boxed smartly, lowering the tempo, using his long jab and powerful right hand. This shut down the Filipino's trademark offensive moves and blocked his exit points. The recent form and exploits of these two athletes narrows any supposed gap in talent, making for an intriguing and competitive battle where opinions may be split as styles mesh and effectiveness becomes subjective.
118, 110? What is that? Makes no sense whatsoever.
Spence is the A side, but Ugas holds the momentum.
He said that he was the champion, now they know who the real champion is.
As the fight favorite's body creaks under the duress of his injuries, he will be facing a foe who has always taken the hard route, a man who is ready and willing to punch the unified king into a costly career crisis.
Spence has to take a couple there.
Victory for Spence sets up an undisputed clash with Crawford for all the belts. But if Spence is vulnerable on April 16th, his opponent will take full advantage.
Yes! Oh, look at that!
Victory for Ugas would mean vindication for a Cuban fighter who has traveled across dangerous waters, seeking fame and fortune under America's brightest lights. Rising above the setbacks, he has never given up on his quest to face and defeat the best. If Errol Spence is to inscribe his name on the tablets of boxing history, then he cannot afford to lose his unbeaten record in his home state.
What you want to bet on?
You can bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
Bet $1 million easy. What are you talking about? There we go.
As his collision course with Crawford gathers pace, the truth must prevail by any means possible.